Hi everybody, it's Maria. Today we're going to be making basic cutout gingerbread cookies. It's a simple recipe and it's very delicious. I hope you enjoy it. Merry Christmas. Okay, this is one of my favorite recipes. I get a lot of compliments on the cookies. The kids like it, my siblings like it. I hope you try it and I hope you like them as well. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to start by beating the butter. So you need a half a cup of butter, and this should be unsalted and at room temperature. And we're going to put that in our stand mixer. Okay, then we're going to add 3/4 cups of packed dark brown sugar. I've already got it prepared here, but I use the measuring cups. So it's 3/4 cups of dark brown sugar. Then we're going to add molasses. So I use this fancy molasses, and we're going to have a half a cup of that. My hands are clean. Your hands should always be clean. Wash thoroughly when you're baking. So I'm going to go ahead and just scoop or just help this molasses come out of the cup here. So let's beat it together until light and fluffy. I'm going to add 2 eggs. So we'll add one at a time. And your eggs should be at room temperature. And you can leave them out of the fridge for an hour or two. Or what I tend to do, if I take them right out of the fridge, I put them in a little bowl like this, in the shell. I run some hot water and then let them sit for a bit. And they will come to room temperature. Okay, now what we want to do is prepare the dry ingredients. So in a separate bowl, I'm going to sift the flour, and you're going to need 3 1/4 cups of all-purpose flour. Then we're going to add to it 1 tablespoon of ground ginger, half a teaspoon of ground cinnamon, half a teaspoon of ground allspice, half a teaspoon of baking powder, and baking soda. So I put them both in together. So half a teaspoon of baking powder and half a teaspoon of baking soda. And now I'm going to put in a half a teaspoon of salt. And we're just gonna sift that in there. Now we're going to add this to the butter mixture and stir until blended. You can now also start to form a bit of a dough with your hand. Just knead it a little bit right in the bowl. And what we're going to do is we're going to divide it into 2 discs. And we're going to wrap it. I use saran wrap to wrap it with. So they're wrapped, and I'm gonna put them in the fridge. Refrigerate it for about an hour, or you can refrigerate them up to 2 days. When you take them out, the dough will still be soft and easy to work with when we have to roll them and cut the cookies out. Well, good morning. It's the next day. I've just taken the dough out of the fridge, and we're gonna roll them into our cut out gingerbread cookies. We want to lightly flour our board. And our rolling pin. The dough's going to be just a little bit hard. It should still be easy to work with. And we're going to roll them, let's see, I think it said like an eighth of an inch thick. You could roll out the whole disc. I like to break it up. I like to make the cookie a little bit on the thinner side. You can make it thicker if you like. So I'm going to make some of them with the gingerbread shape. And I like to put them on a cookie sheet that has parchment paper on top. Space them out about an inch or two apart. They may grow a bit. From the scraps, of course, you can roll them out again and still continue to use them. oven to 350. And if you're going to use a regular oven, you're going to bake them for about 15 to 18 minutes. The cookies are done when they start to brown on the edges. I'm using a convection oven, so mine are going to bake from 8 to 10 minutes. So I'll probably put them in at the middle range, or maybe put them in at 8 and just keep an eye on them to make sure they don't burn, because I did make mine a bit thin. And this cookie bakes pretty quickly. Okay, the cookies have been cooling on the cooling racks. There's wax paper underneath, as I'm going to be sprinkling icing sugar on them. And that's going to make a bit of a mess. This is optional, you don't have to sprinkle them with icing sugar. I like it, especially the little trees. It looks like that snow on them. I will put mine in the freezer and I will freeze them. The icing sugar remains on them even after they're thawed, which is good. But of course I always put mine in containers, and I separate the layers with wax paper, and I make sure that the containers are sealed nicely, and I even place them in 2 plastic bags, just to make sure that no air will be getting into them in the freezer. And they will stay fresh for at least 3 months. But I plan to use them in cookie tins that I'll be making for the families at Christmas. And I will save some of them for after Christmas, probably these ones here that are not in the Christmas shapes. See, those ones are Christmas trees. And then I'm not sure, I don't think I will sprinkle the gingerbread man. I might just leave them as they are. Or you can also put a face on them or outline them with icing sugar. Okay, well, thank you so much for watching. I hope this recipe helps. I hope you like it. Let me know in the comments if you do. And enjoy. Merry Christmas, everyone.